Welcome back to part 2 of the Wailing Caverns and also WoW episode 6.9, I think. As you can see, we're continuing to kill all of these Druids of the Fangs and also these Night Elves. And yeah, just a note, guys. This is basically one of the most longest vanilla dungeons out there. Because for starters, the objective really in the Wailing Caverns, if you don't already know, is that you need to kill all of the bosses and then run back to the Tauren, which you saw in the previous video. And then what he will do is he will basically escort. You have to escort him to the north side, where a night elf called Naralax is experiencing a nightmare in his dreams and everything, because of course he was scouring through the caverns, and then all of a sudden he was attacked, and then he has all these nightmares about it. And obviously, because the escort sequence has been taken off, it makes it easy for the players. But obviously, during the end of this part of the scene, we basically just run back to hand in the quests, and then we just run all the way to the north. So, yeah. So as you can see, we're going to be running all the way through the dungeon, and eventually, as you can see in front of us, we have got the priest, who is pretty much the wrong spec for healer. So I don't know why the priest decided to choose a DPS spec when actually he or she chose the healer spec. Yeah, so it's pretty much obviously whatever class you choose, ensure that you know what spec you're going to be going for, because of course, you know, some people do not always understand how to use a particular spec. But obviously, if you know one spec, then just stick with that one. If you want to learn a bit more, then just read the instructions on how that spec actually works. I mean, for enhancement shamans, they have totems, and they can be used for assisting in fights and you know, boss fights and everything. Whereas basically elemental is used for like more DPS, and it's a bit more striking. And restoration, which is pretty much common sense within its name, restoration, like restore. That's where healing comes in. So obviously, you know, that is pretty much how the specs usually run for what's for a shaman. But obviously, for hunters, they have different variables. Like they could probably have a talent spec for the pets, or for themselves, or for both, really. But there we go. So as you can see, we're going to kill some of these odd little plants that look like lashes. If you remember in the Draenei starting zone, you have lashes, and you had to kill a couple of those lashes, and then you could be a higher level. Sorry about this. My nose has gone completely stuffed up again. As you probably have heard from another video, I had basically a cold and flu, and this stuffed nose is just a pain in the butt sometimes. So obviously, you can probably tell that I'm a little bit ill, but hopefully by February or somewhere around there, I will be pretty much restored to full health. Even though I am kind of restored to full health, but it's just that my nose is completely stuffed up because it's really cold out there. Okay, so this is the final boss, I think. Yes, there we go. And then we got to kill this beast, this plant elemental, or whatever it is. Not elemental, basically the plant beast. And then all we've got to do now is just jump down this hole. Now, some people did forget that there was a hole here, so obviously I was just typing to them to say, you're supposed to go down the hole, as it's a shortcut. So there we go, as I just said there, and obviously, eventually, they followed me. So, now we're going to run all the way back to the entrance of the dungeon, and hand in these quests here, and we get to level 25. Oh no, level 26. Ah, right, okay, yeah. Eventually I do get up to level 27 or 28. I will have to actually just check to see what my level currently is. At the moment, if you're watching this video from onwards, I am level 27, and I'm in the Hillsbrad Foothills. So when you see the next video, I will pretty much be in the Hillsbrad Foothills, completing some quests. So there's the final boss, the Murloc. He was basically the main source of the nightmare. So obviously you kill him, and then Naralax escapes, and then you can just, you know, do X, Y, Z. So there we go, and we've got lots of good stuff, lots of good armour, and here we are back in the Hillsbrad Foothills. Now, here's the issue with some of these quests in the Hillsbrad Foothills, is that some of them are glitched, yes, obviously, and also, one quest asks us to collect 60, yes, 60, not 16, 60 creeper eggs. And these eggs are pretty much in groups, so it's the advantage of that is that you can basically collect a dozen or so, but the disadvantage is that they're all over the place and you can't collect all of them. So that was the bit of a limitation when it comes to collecting eggs. And also I have to kill 8 of these bears that have been poisoned, and then after that, we basically move on to another side of the Hillsbrad Foothills and we complete some of the water quests, well, the Murloc quests. So we should be nearly finishing now, I think. Just a few more to go. Okay, so we're going to be basically just killing all the bears and just killing all the creeper eggs. Just trying to loot them as soon as possible. I tried to use that Earthbringer totem or whatever it is to see if it would kill them all, kill all the eggs, and then you can loot them. But unfortunately, it didn't. Apparently not. It didn't work. Well, apparently it didn't work. Sorry if I didn't make sense there, but there we go. Oh, why does my nose get stuffed up every so many hours or so? It's really annoying. Well, anyway. Now we're going to kill some of these Murlocs. This is basically a quest. We're going to have to basically feed them to the spiders, but because it's glitched, it doesn't really matter. It's okay because, of course, it still works. You can still do the quest. It's just that you can't do the feeding, well, the proper animation really, if you were playing the real version of WoW. And we also picked up a flipper, I think, from this little rare elite boss. And that gave us quite a lot of experience. And now we are collecting 8 of these barrels, which are basically situated around the Murloc camp. And then we hand those in, and then we get ready for the next video. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for watching, guys. And the bonus episode of the Wailing Caverns was a big help, really, because of course it gave me about 3 or 4 levels boost time, so yeah. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we shall see you in the next episode. So, from Spidey, peace out once again.